Hi everybody, Ben from Art Less Ordinary here. So, I am going to do some more alcohol ink pots. So these are just my little pots that I've got from a hardware store. Ceramic, and they're relatively smoothish, so they're not really porous. So I've got some smaller ones this time because I've got lots of indoor plants that I need to pot up. So I don't exactly know which colours I'm going to go for, but I've got a bunch of colours out, and I've got my alcohol ink, my isopropyl alcohol, which is 90, I think it's 99%. It says it on here somewhere, but my eyes are getting a little bit old and I can't read it too good anymore. I'm pretty sure this one's 99% alcohol. Oh, it says contains 100%. So, I don't always do this, but I'm going to test this out by actually just spraying a bit of alcohol just on the surface first. Then I'm going to get my colours. So this one I'm going to do black. So I do have a slight idea of what I want. So there's black. I'm hoping for kind of a smoky-ish type of tone. And then I've got, so that black is Pinata Mantilla Black. And here I have Pinata Tangerine. Don't want it to be over orange. I just wanted some orange in there. I want it to kind of be smoky, like a smoky black with orange in it. But I don't know how it's going to go because I haven't used black before. I've only just got the black. So now I'm going to pop my pot down. And this is the fun part, is try and wrap this up and get this alcohol onto the sides of the pot. Let's hope I've got enough to cover it. I wasn't too sure. So you don't do it smoothly, you do it kind of a bit haphazard. So I don't have as much alcohol as I planned. So probably just going to have to squish it around a little bit. Alright, I'll keep that note for next time to actually add a little bit more ink. So the ink's covering most of it. I don't really want to have too much white patches with this one. I did with the last one, but this one I want it to be covered all the way up. So my biggest problem is going to be that little patch right there, I think. So I'm going to have to undo that slightly. Sorry, I think I might have been off camera for a fair bit of what I was just doing. So what I've done is there, I've got that there, you just push it, just pushing the ink around a little bit so it covers the whole pot. Now what I'm going to do this time is I'm pushing this up kind of a bit on like a 45-degree angle, but not smoothly. You want these creases to be in it. because that's going to give you some of the effects that you get. So now I'm just going to tuck that in. So, and try and use, we call it Glad Wrap here in Australia, just because that's the brand. But you can use any one that you want, but use one that has got a decent cling to it. Because I used one once before that was a little bit more cheaper brand and didn't have as good a cling. And I found it was harder to get the desired effects as good. Okay, so that is this pot done. Now, you have to leave this, depending on the weather, for a day or two to dry. I'm probably going to leave it for a couple of days. So what I'm going to do right now is, I just have a wooden board. I'm just going to place my pots on that so I can move the board around and out of my way, but the pots aren't going to be touched too much. Because every time you touch it, you will change that pattern on there. So, that's the first one done. Now I realised I could have had a little bit more ink. We're gonna go, and this is the challengingest part, is to actually get this on here without messing it all up too much. Okay, that should be a big enough piece. Alright, move this back into frame. Now I'm going to do the same again. I'm just going to spray some alcohol just to allow, yeah, it's getting low. Just to allow the ink a little bit more movement. Now this time I'm going to go a lot more, there's a bit more ink than I had planned, a lot more orange. And this is messy stuff. I don't care if I get colour on my fingers because I got tons on my fingers anyway earlier. So I'm going to go orange with a little bit of black. So I'm hoping the orange stands out more this time than the black does. Put that down and fold these up. Tuck that in to the pot. And now again, I'm just squishing it down, trying to get the ink to cover the whole surface. So the more alcohol, pardon me, the more alcohol that you spray down in the first place, the more you're going to get it wet and it's going to take longer to dry. So keep that in mind too. But I just find it helps with this part. Now, where are we over here? All of these patterns that you're going to get in it, that's because it hasn't got a lot of ink. That's what we need. Squish some of this ink up. Might be able to add a drop in there. Squish that back down. And then this time I'm just going to crinkle up all this Glad Wrap. Just going to push it around so it's making all these different shaped creases and marks, because that's going to give you the pattern. Oh. Don't worry about leaving the I find the alcohol ink just kind of makes the label a little bit weak, and it will peel off easy enough. Okay, so this one, the black and the orange kind of blended to make more of a browny color, but that's fine. I actually don't mind brown. That's going to be quite cool. So I'm placing that one on my board. Now, number 3. And so far I have only used the Pinata brand alcohol inks. I have got other brands here, but I haven't tried it with this yet. Well, the only other brand I've got is one called Paper Mill, which is an Australian brand. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. Always happens when I do videos. So now I'm going to work out what I'm going to do next, which, let's try, spray some of this down. I'm going to try black. And give these a really good shake, the metallics. I'm going to try the metallic silver. Again, experimenting. I wanted to get some black pots, but I haven't been able to find any cheap black ones lately, so I could actually spray these, like paint these a black first and then use the metallics. But I thought, what happens if I use the black and the metallic together? So this one might be fun to actually see what happens. Again, just push this up. I don't know how the metallic silver is going to come out in this, but it's worth fun trying. As like I've always said, you got to have fun. You got to experiment. It's the only way you're going to learn different things. So I've done these before. I just haven't done... I've only just got black. I've always avoided using black in alcohol inks because I really didn't think I needed it. But then when I started doing these, I thought actually black would suit this quite well. I'm pulling it. No, this one's not sticking as good as I'd planned. Okay, now again, scrunch it up in different spots and give yourself different effects. So much paint on the bottom. It's a shame. Or ink anyway, actually. So that looks quite dark, but the metallic will show up more once it's dry. So that's number 3 aside. So as you can see, they're not actually that hard to do. It's just a matter of having a bit of fun while you're doing it. I always enjoy what I do. Whether things turn out awesome or not, it's the joy of just relaxing and doing something different to normal. I've already gone for it's my day off today, so I've already gone for a walk. So I got a river, well, a winter stream near my house that's got quite a bit of water in it, so I've been down there having a look, and yeah, I've actually had a really good day. So now I'm going to stick with the black range, but I might go a little bit easier, and I'm not going to add any alcohol, isopropyl alcohol to it this time. I'm just going to go straight colours on here. So let's go green. See how the ink's spreading out quite differently because there's no alcohol on there first. And we'll just add some black. I'm not going to overdo it with the black, I don't think. Sometimes you want it there as a feature, not as a main show. Let's go this side first, and that side, and then I'm going to push up these bits. I'm going to leave this one with those white patches. Just give it some shape. Okay, and that's a black and green one done. And this is what it is. It's just having a bit of fun. And do you know, if this does not work out and you don't like the effects, if you just spray it with isopropyl alcohol and then wipe it, you'll wipe it back to white. So then you can just do it again. So it's a very good way of, if you think you've made a mistake or you just don't like what you see, you just redo it. It's kind of quite forgiving artwork in a way. Okay, I've got one more pot to go. So I've got more of these pots, but I'm just going to do 5 or 6 at a time and get the colours I like. Okay, now I really would like to do black and red. So first of all, I'm actually going to go lots of red. So this is one called Chili Pepper, which is a real strong red. So yeah, there is a bit of ink there, but that's okay because what you're achieving is really cool. Whoops, a little bit more black than I had planned. And just a drop or two up the top and a couple of spots. Alright, there we go. Making a mess everywhere today. Chuck the last pot on. Wrap it up. Tuck it in. And so all these different markings that you get, they'll create different effects. So where the Glad wrap raises and sinks again, that gives you a different little effect there when you peel it off. But don't do any of that until it has completely dried. And when I say completely dried, I mean it has to be completely dry. You don't go to all this effort and wait a whole day when you could have waited 2 days and got a better result. So do it when you are not feeling impatient. Alright, now just push it on there, give it some effects. And there we go with this one. And with all pots, the good part about it is if you like one side, like this side here is quite defined red and black, and then you got this one here where the red and black are kind of mixed a little bit more, you can just turn the pot to the side that you like the most. Don't always worry about things being overly perfect on all angles. I think sometimes people overly fuss. It's meant to be homemade. It's meant to be original. So let it be that way. Don't always fuss about it. All I'll do is clean off this bottom with alcohol once it's finished, just so then it doesn't leave marks. And I'll probably put like 3 little like felt tips at the bottom, just so it doesn't mark any benches, and also if there is any alcohol left, it's not going to leave any marks, but it shouldn't do anyway. And I will seal these. So there's the red and black. So that's it for this video. I will be putting the unveiling part in another video in a couple of days once these are dry and I take off the coating. So I'm going to bring over... You're not going to be able to see them properly at the moment, but there's my pots. So this one and this one with the orange and brown. Orange and black. That one there's definitely come out very brown because I mixed it a lot more. This one here is the black and silver. This is the black and green, and that's the black and red. So we will see how this all turns out. I may love them, I may not. It's kind of like scraping an acrylic pour. If you don't like it, you just wipe it, spray it with alcohol, give it a good wipe down, and it will just come back clear again. So you will have to seal them once they're dry, but otherwise any alcohol will make them reactivate and run. And alcohol inks aren't as light, they fade in time. So spraying them with a bit of a UV spray will help, but I'll show you what I've got in the next video, so I can show you what I use to spray them with to seal the colour in, or at least seal the colour in better than what they would be if you didn't do it. But that is today. I may actually just squeeze one more on there while I've got this bit of wood, but I'll do that off camera. Thanks everyone. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you soon for another for another video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and I can't remember what else. It doesn't matter. Do what you like. That's the fun part. And hopefully you'll join me soon for the unveiling and for more acrylic pouring videos. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.